by pressing the subscribe button, sharing this video, and commenting, dialoguing with all the listeners. I appreciate all of you. Hey, I'm on the road. Just listen to the audio. Don't look at the camera. Don't look at the screen. For me, it's a camera. For you guys, it's a screen. Anyhow, hey, today I want to talk about, can private security carry nunchucks? Nunchucks. My pronunciation is always off. Wow, this is kind of a difficult to talk about subject because I've never seen any private security guards, private security officers wear nunchucks. Ever. I do know of a law enforcement agency in California that does carry nunchucks. Nunchucks. This is like over 20 years ago. Monrovia, California Police Department used to issue their officers nunchucks. I don't know if they do that still. I'm not sure, but otherwise, I don't know of agencies that issue that to them. Now, if where I work at, if they issue nunchucks, I would wear them with the right training for sure. I don't know what you guys feel about them, but so we have to look at the criminal code sections, guys. I'm in California because I'm located in California. My understanding of laws and regulations kind of revolve around California. However, a lot of other states have similar laws to California. But I'll tell you this: in California, a nunchuck is classified as a deadly weapon, and it's one of those prohibited items that falls into a baton. It kind of falls into the dart area also, like a not dart, ninja stars. There you go. It falls into the ninja star categories. They're prohibited items. You can't have them in the state of California. Now, if it's for like a martial art purposes, you're practicing an art, that's different. You can open up your imagination as much as you want. But yes, if you operate some type of studio, like martial arts center, you can have nunchucks in this state of California, is my understanding. If you are trying to push it all the way to private security, again, you might be operating in a gray area on that. But honestly, I would definitely carry nunchucks if I was allowed to carry them. I mean, just imagine that somebody's getting aggressive with you and you pull out your set of nunchucks. Like, that person knows that he's going to get hurt if you don't step back. I think it's very intimidating when somebody in uniform pulls out nunchucks. Definitely, if you talk about de-escalation, that is definitely a de-escalation tool. But look, in California, private security, you cannot carry nunchucks, and the reason is because there's no exemption. In California, if you want to carry a baton, batons they're a prohibited item. But what exempts you is if you have a baton permit as a private security officer. That will allow you to do that. Now, I guess you can make an argument. I guess you can really push the argument that nunchucks are two batons cut in half, linked together with a chain. Therefore, they're a baton. If I was feeling really motivated one of these days, maybe when I retire as a private security individual, I don't know, maybe I might carry nunchucks just to stretch the limits of the law. But guys, maybe not. That's not a good idea. Again, I don't have money for attorney fees. It's a gray area. It's a gray area. Okay. Now, if you're chiming in from another state, which you probably are, again, look at your regulatory board. If you live in a state that doesn't have a regulatory board, look at your criminal codes. Is it against the law to have nunchucks? I mean, look it up. I think generally, if it's against the law to have a baton, it would fall into the same category. Now, I will tell you that I don't know if it's a California Supreme Court or U.S. Supreme Court. Probably U.S. I think that they were hearing a case on whether or not private citizen having a baton, not security, not police, having a baton, not corrections, having a baton with them, is a constitutionally protected activity. I don't know if it was litigated in the court. I wasn't ready to talk on that when I started this video, but that's something that you might want to look into as well. Once again, you can make an argument that a nunchuck is a baton cut in half, linked together with a chain. I don't know. What do you guys think about that one? I know that some of you are in martial arts. You're into the fighting sports. What do you think about that? Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about Bolawrap. So there's a device that I've been eyeing like 3 years ago. You press this button and this like cord comes out. It's propelled, I think, by CO2. And then it wraps the person around in a rope. I know of a law enforcement agency in my area that deployed those before, and they told me it was a piece of junk. That's what they told me. They said it didn't even work. Now I seen the commercials, not the commercials, but I seen the videos, and obviously based on the videos, it looks like it works. But some of these videos, I mean, the content creators are motivated by shared revenue. Okay, so you got to be really careful on that. On the private security sector, I mean, when you're pressing a button to wrap somebody in cords, you're taking on less of an observe and report role and more of an enforcement role. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that you should have the proper level of insurance, the proper level of training, and then, you know, somebody's causing a disturbance, guys, and they're running off the property. Aren't they doing what you want them to do? Leave the property? And then what happens when you deploy this around someone's neck? I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't be laughing. I have like the darkest humor ever. But I could just see somebody like running away, and then all of a sudden, you know, because when you're running, you're moving up and down, right? And I'm sure that this thing is maybe laser guided. And, you know, what if you aim high because you take that step, and then you wrap it around the person's neck or throat? Like you may have had justified force. You may be justified to detain that person, even using physical force, but do you have the right to deadly force, which is essentially wrapping that cord around someone's throat? I don't even know if it works that way, guys. Maybe there's a safety feature where that doesn't happen. I don't know. And then, will it work if somebody's being combative? I mean, they're running after you. Will that work? It just looks like it works best when the person is staying still. I mean, if you have to go hands-on, if you have to chase somebody, whatever happened to running after the person and grabbing them? I don't want to say grabbing them and pushing them until they fall. I'm just saying use reasonable force. If that is reasonable in the circumstances, then by all means do that. But what you're going to end up having is somebody running away, somebody being bola wrapped, and then all of a sudden they're gonna fall, and then they're gonna bust their mouth, and all their teeth are gonna fall out, and they have allegations. You gotta be careful, or maybe even a criminal complaint. The same thing with taser. When we started carrying tasers, when somebody would run away, you know what? I could barely catch up to you. You got a head start. We're probably at the same physical fitness level, but you did get the head start. So in order so that I can catch you, I just deploy the taser. Now, that's the early 2000s. I've never injured anybody doing that, but there's cases where people they fell and then they busted their lip, they broke their nose, and it exceeded the reasonable level of force. So will that fall into the Bolawrap category? I think it might. So guys, I don't think it's a good idea to have nunchucks. I don't feel like it's a good idea to have Bolawrap. Back to nunchucks real quick. I'm just going to make this real fast. There's not a lot of use of force experts that can testify on your behalf when it comes to nunchucks. There's not. And if there is, a lot of them don't have a law enforcement background, which works at a disadvantage for you, is because they probably don't have experience testifying in court. They probably don't have experience persuading the jury on their argument. And that's what you want as an expert witness. You want somebody to be able to persuade the jury that the client used reasonable force based on these circumstances. Now, if you're an expert witness, your job is actually to clarify some issues in court, clarify the issues that are kind of ambiguous, and you're clarifying them for the jury in such a way that's easier to understand. And when you're doing that, I think in a way you're essentially persuading them towards the client's argument. Okay, you're not gonna find a lot of experts with nunchucks. Okay, if there are, make sure that this person has probably a law enforcement background. With regards to deployment, a security background, that'd be awesome. And then be an expert, maybe exercise martial arts for 20, 30 years, maybe ran a studio. But that additional law enforcement experience will definitely help solidify your credibility as an expert witness. All right, guys. Hey, David's here. Good morning. Randy says nunchuck certified 2009 at North Miami Beach Police. What's up? Are you serious? You're nunchuck certified? What the? You guys, Randy is certified in everything. What the hell? I don't know anymore, man. Jeez, I got like secret squirrels on this channel. I don't know. Security guard command says nunchucks, ninja security. Randy says California won't allow for most keychain, let alone nunchuck either. Nunchuck throwing stars next. Yeah, right. Throwing stars, guys. Also, it's against the law to in California have throwing stars. Actually, I don't want to say I've never seen it before. We came into a circumstance where somebody was arrested, and search incident to arrest, we found ninja stars, and that was 2 times in almost a 22 years time span. It happens. Hey guys, real quick, I don't want to get off topic, but we actually found fighting cock blades for the roosters. Somebody had was running a ring, and they had the razor blades, which is pretty interesting. Anyhow, I don't want to get too off topic. Mr. Fusion says, I guess we are starting to be tactical state Indian and ninjas. He says, here in Florida, we can open carry a katana on our backs. Oh, man. Randy says, Bolawrap, unless they're standing at the position of attention, it's useless. Oh, man. SD1 is here. Welcome. Mr. Fusion says, it's already necessary for security to run after someone unless they are a special police officer. I don't know. I'm going to agree with unless they're special police officer, because we've been having some special police officers screwing it up. If you remember the one in the grocery store that was yelling at the customer, saying that he's going to destroy the customer, and I had it on my YouTube short videos. SD1 says, too bad Bruce Lee is gone. Right, guys. I grew up with Bruce Lee movies. The guy is the man. I mean, it's just so sad that he lost his life in that tragic way. Man, it's just terrible. He was the Bruce Lee. He's the man. Anyhow, Mr. Fusion says, what jury would find using tactical ninja weapons justified? Well, okay, it's the level of force that needs justification. And, you know, sometimes when you use an unusual item, in the level of force, sometimes it does look not justified. Mr. Fusion says we could call Jackie Chan as an expert. I guess we can. So, guys, look, I'm all for ninjas. I'm not for ninjas. I am for ninjas, but I'm not for nunchucks. 100% with the right training. But you can't get, like, where are you going to find a certified nunchuck instructor that's qualified under your security state regulatory board? I mean, I guess if Randy got qualified in North Florida, that there is a nunchuck instructor. But that's Florida. Like, they're hard to come by. So if there is a nunchuck instructor that's law enforcement certified, and then or even certified by state regulatory board for private security professionals, and there's a few that can testify on your behalf or against, if there's a need for it, if there's a business need for it, let it go, or let it out. Let it out. We're going to carry ninja stars, and we're going to carry nunchucks. All right, guys. Just make sure that you make sure that's legal to have in your state, and it's legal to carry whatever the heck it is. Mr. Fusion says Arcade security. We can find them. All right, guys. I'm out.